Okay, we'll start. Yeah. So today, what do we discuss is like how OAF has integrated with the AOL components. Okay.
Okay.
So when you say AOL, we have lookup, value set, messages, right? And of course the DFF and KFF. So we'll try to see how exactly these particular things are linked to OAF, and of course the concurrent program also.
Okay.
So these all components we'll try to discuss from the OAF perspective. So assume that you have created a AOL component, AOL lookup or AOL value set. How do you invoke that from the AOL, from the OAF? Okay. So
Okay.
initially we'll start with a easier one, messages. So let us create a message and see how can we invoke a message from the OAF. So as of now we have hard coded the warning, confirmation, error or success kind of messages, right? But in general real
Yeah.
time we never hard code any of the messages. We always need to get the content from the AOL message. That's the preferred one.
Oh,
So initially
okay.
we'll just create a message. So and the created message we'll use in our OAF page.
Okay.
So I just created one sample AOL message. So now I'll use this particular message in our OAF page. Okay. So let's design one of the page and controller. So in the CNSI, AOL message page.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this particular AOL is very much important one, and we have
Okay.
different flavors of that. We'll just see all the flavors.
Okay.
CNSI. Set new controller. Okay. Yeah. So now in this one, in the main region, I'll just create a button and I just see how do we invoke that particular AOL message. Okay. So
Okay.
there is no business functionality. We just want to do it. We just want to see how to invoke it. So the same logic, we just
Okay.
need to use it wherever it is required. Maybe in the CO, AM, or Vivo, where all you have a Java code, you can invoke it.
Okay.
Okay. Invoke message. So in the PFR, I'll just do this. So so now comes the important part. Just observe this OA exception API constructor classes. Okay. I'll just
Okay.
control click on this one. So now here, can you see? This constructor is an overloaded constructors and we have these number of types. 4, 5,
Okay.
6, 7, 8, 9. So there are 9 ways you can call this particular constructor. Okay. So but whenever you have a AOL message, now if you observe so far, I think we have been using this one where we hard coded our content, which is a string, and then the type of your message, information warning. So far we have just used this one. Now in our case, we want to use our AOL message, right? So we have to choose. So we have application short name, a message name, and the type of a message. So we have to choose the first one. We have to choose the first one because there is no other one which will support that. So we have to choose this one. Okay.
Okay.
So I'll just copy this one just for our reference purpose. Now we just need to create the message accordingly. So in this one, information message, new OA exception, and the first one will be application short name followed by the AOL message name
Okay.
and followed by, so here if you observe, the parameter P3 is a token, nothing but if you at all, if you want to pass the tokens, we can pass it, but we'll just wait for that. I'll pass null and then followed by byte. So nothing but what is the type information, and then
Okay.
this one also we can ignore. I'll just pass null. Okay.
Okay.
The other thing is remaining thing is just simple. Okay. So this is how we can control the AOL message
Okay.
and make. That's it. Now run the page. So the advantage of this kind of coding is like if at all if you want to change the message, it does not need to disturb your Java code. That's the advantage.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the reason. That's the reason we generally prefer this one.
Okay.
Click on this button. Okay. Sample AOL message. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So now in this AOL messages, we have different variants. The first one is, like a sample one, like which we just saw it, like nothing but message without tokens. Okay. Now we want to
Okay.
invoke a message with tokens. In real time, let us say when you delete a record, you want to display that like purchase order line number 2 got deleted or something like that, right? Let us say whenever you create a purchase order, you want to display that, like a purchase order number PO123 got created. So whenever you want to display a message with the content, then we have to use a concept called message with tokens. Okay. So the
Okay.
only difference is
Okay.
while creating a message itself, you have to mention what are the tokens, and then you have to update those values at runtime using our Java code. So now I'll just say
Okay.
CNSI PO message application object library. Dear user, your PO, your purchase order number, PO number with amount got approved. Please
Okay.
verify. Okay. Now, so let us see how do we replace these values at runtime. So now the basic thing is we have to get the value from the Vivo or maybe some appropriate place and then replace it. So time being, we'll just call the message from the CVO, but in real time, what you can do is it all depends upon from where you want to invoke the message, and it depends upon from where you want to get the message values, the PO number or the amount, right?
Okay.
So now in the page, AOL messages page, item, one more button, invoke token message button,
Okay.
invoke token message. Okay. So
Okay.
here, if you observe, this is almost same. The only thing is you have to pass the tokens. That's the difference. Okay. So this is same, and here this will be same. Okay. Now here, get this information now. Okay. So in this one, if you observe, there are two tokens, right? One is P1 number str,
Okay.
P01234512. This is my PO and
Okay.
amount str 9877. Okay. This is my
Oh,
amount.
yeah.
Now we have to create a message token array. We have to create a message token array. So if you observe
Okay.
this one, this is array, right? So here in this
Okay.
one, okay, tokens, token array, okay. So just name value pairs. These are
Okay.
just name value pairs. So here, what is our name of that? This one, P1 number, right? This one
Okay.
will be replaced with value P1 number str. Okay,
Okay.
like this. That's it. The same way,
Okay.
we can create one more. This one.
Okay.
So one more token is this one, right? Amount, and then pass the amount. Now our token array got created, and this one, the third parameter, just pass the token array,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see this. Rebuild AOL messages. Now run the page. Okay, let's try the second one. Right? Dear user, your
Yeah.
purchase order number with an amount got approved. So this is how we can pass the tokens. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like doing some other work, like I got to know here, if you observe, we have this information icon, this message, these things, right? So these all the things can be customized. These all the things also can be customized. So there is a concept called a look and feel kind of concept, customizing look and feel concept. In that, like everything you can change it, the colors, the icons, we can just change them
Okay.
also. Okay, but that is totally a different, like a project or a kind of area of work. So it requires extensive knowledge on the UI. I mean to say the
Okay.
CSS, those particular things.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And other one is the other last one in the message area is a bundle exception. So bundle exception means, now let us say you want to design an OF page for doing set of validations. Okay. And now you have multiple validations and you want to raise set of errors for each validation. I mean to say for each validation you want to raise one error. Assume that your page is having 5 errors and you want to raise 5 errors one by one in a bundle fashion. Generally, in our case, if you observe, once you throw one exception, it will get stopped there itself, right? Once you throw this one,
Okay.
it will get stopped there itself. So it will not reach the other validation. So this becomes
Okay.
difficult when you have an OF page where you are having multiple validations. Every time you can't raise the exception for the user saying that, okay, boss, validation 1 failed, validation 2 failed kind of thing. So it becomes very difficult. So when you want to
Okay.
yeah, when you're designing these kind of pages, use the bundled exception so that you can raise all the exception at a stretch rather than raising one by one. Get all the validations and bundle them in array and then raise them appropriately. Okay.
Oh,
So the only
okay.
drawback in the bundle exception is all the exceptions can be of only same type. I mean to say, if it is 5 errors, you can raise only 5 errors.
Okay.
You cannot display 2 warnings, 2 information and 1 error. That is not possible.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay.
So I'll create one more button. Bundle exception button. Invoke bundle exception. So here, what I will do is, first of all, get this API. Okay. In this one, just see here, there's something called raise bundle exception, right?
Okay.
So I'll just copy this one.
Yeah. So this is present in the AM string,
No,
raise bundle exception.
no. This is a method in the OA exception. Oh, in the I just
Oh,
control
yeah.
click. Yeah. Can you see OA exception dot
Okay.
class?
Yes. Yes. Okay.
See,
Okay.
generally when you control click
Mm.
on any of the seeded
Okay.
API, it will provide you the class of that,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
right? But if you control
Yes.
click on
Yes.
any of the our custom logic, then it will provide a Java file of that. But if you control click on
Okay.
any of the seeded one, because it will not provide you the source code, right? That's the reason it will show you only class file. And general our
Okay.
understanding is, if you observe on the top, can you see here?
Yeah.
It is
Okay.
referring to
Yeah.
JDO bin, JDO apps, and this one, right? It is not your exact class
Okay.
actually. If it is a Java class, it will have a byte code. It will not have your English code,
Okay. Okay.
right?
Yeah.
but it is just for our developer purpose. That's how it is displayed there.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So now this requires a list. Okay. This requires a list, and then you just need to call a method called raise bundle exception. In that, you just provide a list. Okay. So what I will do is I'll just create two messages. Let's create the message here. Yeah. Okay. I created three messages.
Yeah,
Now,
okay.
what we do is, let us say, assume that this all types of error or validation, right? Warning kind of thing. So we require this kind of logic. Okay. So here,
Okay.
first of all, we have to create our messages. I'll just say VA1, VA message one, and here copy this one, and we want to display them as warning, right? So now
Okay.
take this as warning. In the same way, we'll create two more.
Even if you have tokens,
Yeah.
even if you have tokens, we can follow the same approach
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. We'll do that also.
Mm.
It just requires a exception, so it doesn't matter how do you create, whether it's a based on your AOL message or a token or without token.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
So the only problem is it displays the data type as this one, but this is not the exact one we have to use it. We have to use the other one. Okay. That is one of the mistake I generally found. So we have to use this one, java.util.arraylist. Okay.
Ah,
List. Okay. List.add. Just add up the objects.
okay.
Okay. Now call the throw OA exception, bundled exception, raise bundled exception. Now pass the list.
Okay.
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 What's the error? Import. Okay. Cannot invoke array list. And okay. This is always a problem. Let me try. Okay, I understand. So here in this one we are using this. What is the array list we are using it? Yeah, this one, right? Just comment this one as of now. Try to
Okay.
choose the import again and try to use the old one, com.sun.java, this one. Okay.
Okay.
No, still okay. This requires, I think,
Try to catch. Okay.
yeah, but still not working, right? Add exception to header surround with try and catch. No, if this requires, this is raising this one. We tried both, right? Java.util and com.util also. What it's
Yeah.
telling? Exceptions not handled. Void is not a subtype of Java. Okay. Anyways, I have the backup code. Yeah. So here we just use array list. Can you see? Get bundle exception. Okay. Not raise
Yeah.
bundle exception. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, it's get bundle exception.
Okay.
Yeah, in this also, if you observe, can you see? It shows this list. but this
Okay.
list will not work.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Let us try this. Okay, we got one error. Okay, I think we got extra this one. Yeah. This should be button type, right? 7.
Okay. Mm.
Yeah. Okay, let's try again. Yeah,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
One,
Okay.
two, three. So the warning and the 1, 2, 3. This is how we can use a bundle exception logic.
Yeah. See, you said all of them should be the same type, which means the byte part of it should be the same, right?
Right, right.
Whether it's
Yeah, that byte should be same.
okay.
But now let us say if we can add up our token stuff also. Let us say I'll take this one
Okay.
till this part. The token, everything I got copied, and I'll just add up this information message to this array list.
Okay.
List dot add information message.
Now it should give us an error, right?
Why? Acha.
Is it a warning still?
Okay. I hope it is information, I think, right? It's information.
Yeah, the other one.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
see. Yeah. That sometimes that will get converted also. In some situations
Oh,
it will convert. In some situations it will just ignore also. Can you see? Now it got
now
converted.
it can.
But if it is
Okay.
error, in some scenarios it generally not even convert, and it will display only the few things which is validating. That's the reason better we
Oh,
always have to follow.
same type. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now,
Okay.
yeah. So coming to other component of our AOL, this one, right? Yeah. So lookup, maybe if you remember, we already used the lookup, right?
Yeah.
So in the lookup, you don't find much difficulty in that, because if you have a query, that's it, right? So it is solved. That's how we
Okay.
generally use
Yeah.
the lookups. You just need to use a query, select star from FND lookup values. Either you can join with
Okay.
your existing Vivo, or maybe you can create a new Vivo, and you can use appropriate query for the lookup. Now,
Okay.
and even the value set also, if you observe, in the value set, we have different types. That's where the problem comes into picture. If your value set is
Okay.
your static value set, I mean to say the independent one. So in the independent one, what you can do is you can create your static values, and you can have a query for that, and based on that you can
Okay.
still display same set, same type
Yeah.
as a lookup.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
so that also I'll
Yeah.
ignore. Now the important one is the table type. If your value set is of table type, how can we do, I mean, how can we use that particular value set in the OF? Generally, these kind of requirements will be rare, but if at all,
Yeah.
assume that if it is on your friend, how do you do it?
Okay. Yeah.
Because the table value set, the basic thing is your data is not ready, right? It will have only query.
Okay.
It will have only query, and that query we have to use it. That query we have to use in our VFO, and we have to display the data. So nothing but, let us say, user will provide you value set, and you want to display the data of that particular value set in your OF page. So how do we do it? That is a requirement.
Okay.
Okay. So first, what we do is we'll just go step by step. This is quite. I mean, see, it may not be a required one, but this will enhance your thinking in the OF. Like, oh, generally, if you get these kind of things, how can we solve it?
Okay.
right? So let's see this one. So first of all, I'll create a value set of table type, validation
Okay.
set, xxcnsi. Okay, I'll just say ledger value set, which will display set of ledgers, and
Okay.
50 table. Now general ledger, and here GL underscore ledgers. Okay, sorry.
Access.
Okay, now here I'll just go with value, right? So value is nothing but my name.
Okay.
I and okay. So maximum size must not be longer than the table maximum
30.
size.
We get 50, I think.
Yeah, it got stuck. 1 minute.
Okay.
Yeah. So meaning maybe we can just give one more column, and ID I'll just give it as ledger ID.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now this is our ledger name. Oh, sorry, this is our value set table type.
Okay.
Now, what is the requirement is we want to design a lookup which will we want to design either LOV or a drop down which will display the information from this one. Or maybe let us say
Mm.
we want to design a table which will display this information. Either way. Okay.
Okay.
So now first of all, maybe we can take that, we'll try to display a drop down. Okay. Assume that we want to display a drop down. In the OAF, we want to display
Okay.
the value set information in the drop down.
Okay.
Now we know that a drop down requires a VIVO query, right? Now for this value set, how do you get the query? That is the first basic functionality, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because for the value set, it requires a query, and now the query is not ready because unless you have a query, we cannot execute the VIVO, right? So, but our query is not
Yeah.
ready. Even now we just know the value set name. So for this value set name, we have to get the query using your PL SQL function first of all. Once you get that information,
Okay.
that particular value you set to the this particular drop-down VIVO query. Okay. So first of all,
No.
I'll
Oh,
just take over my PL SQL function, which I have written already. So I'll consider this one.
okay.
I'll just say xxcnsi get value set query. Okay, which takes a
Okay.
value set as a name. Okay, so I'll save this.
Okay.
So I'll just create this one.
Okay.
What happened? We select query must be declared. Oh, sorry, man. Sorry. Okay. Shit.
Okay.
So it's part of another package, so I just copy like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So in this PL SQL, the problem is sometimes it doesn't give the appropriate error, right? So we just try to think in other way. So yeah, now just mention this one and mention the query, mention the value set name. This will return you the query, okay? So now what is the value
Okay.
set name? Okay, it says not valid. Okay, just check what is the bug here, something. Maybe you can consider this is a query, right? So here, what is the error here? Acha, sorry, we have to pass a valid set ID, okay? I think I'm passing valid set ID or no, not valid set
Yeah.
ID. From here I'm getting valid set ID, right? So then why it is not returning valid set ID? Yeah, we got the valid set ID, right? And then
Okay.
we are passing this valid set ID here. Yeah, we got it right. Name as value, create J flag as meaning, ledger as
Yeah.
ID, and from table. So now,
Yeah.
so okay, if column name, there are some conditions which we checked it actually. That could be the reason, I guess. Time being, I can ignore all those logic.
Okay.
So I'll just say here again. Okay. Now this is a query.
Yeah.
Just try to execute this query whether it's valid or not. If this is not valid, it will not work. Right? So our
Okay.
query, which is written by the function, is a valid one. Now the next thing is,
Okay.
sorry.
No, no, go ahead, see. I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Now the basic thing is, so we have a query which is written by the function, and this query we have to replace to our existing Vivo at runtime. Okay. So let's see one by one. So first of what I will do is, our requirement is to display this particular value set data in the OF page in a drop down. So just create the drop down query first of all. But in this drop down, what should be there? Because you don't have the query, how do you create the query? Isn't it? Let's
Yeah.
let's see that. New view object. So GL value set Vivo read only access. Next. So here what I will do is, so now we have three columns and two are varchars and one is ID, right? So can I write like
Okay.
this? Select X column 1, or maybe I can mention this properly, value meaning ID, value meaning and ID. Will it work?
Okay.
Now why I'm using this particular logic is, in the value set in the Vivo, if at all if you want to replace the query at runtime, the new query also
Mm.
should have the same set of columns. What we try to do is, we'll try to replace our Vivo query at runtime. So the initial query
Okay.
which you use, using design time, should have the same set of columns as the one which you replace at runtime, right?
Okay.
So let it be as of now.
Yeah.
Let it be like this. Next, right?
Yeah.
Now we'll assign the view to the M. I'm not sure. Yeah, apply and OK. So in the web
Mm.
UI, create page, value set sample page. Aim definition, CNSI. Okay. Now here, till this part, we are already aware. Yeah, we'll see one by one again. So in the main region, create a new component. I'm into the item, which is of type message choice.
Okay.
This is our value set pop ID. And now, what is our that Vivo name. This is the one, right? GL value set Vivo, and
Yeah.
make a note of this information. Value set Vivo, value and ID we can consider as of now. Value and ID.
ID. Okay.
And this one, pickless view instance. This is
Yeah.
our view instance, and display attribute and ID. So till this part is a normal one. Just see whether it will display that particular value or not.
Okay.
Okay. So it's swelling. Yeah, this because of because we have not set the window region, the page layout region information. That's the reason it is displaying this one. Okay.
Okay.
On the page layout, we always require this one, right? Value set
Okay.
sample page, value set sample page, and also on the pick list, display the label.
Okay.
Select. Yeah, attribute not set for region. Pick list value. I think we missed one more attribute, I guess. Yeah. Display attribute I set it, but value attribute I did not set it. That's a mistake. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So now it is displaying one row. Okay. So now
Okay.
next thing what we have to do is we have a value set and we just need to get the remaining logic, right? So here first of
Mhm.
all go to AMyMPL. So now we need to write one PL SQL function. We need to write one Java function which will call the PL SQL function which will get the value set query. Okay. So last time
Okay.
we have written a logic to get the information, right? To call a PL SQL
Yeah.
function. So we can just
Mm-hmm.
follow the same approach. So I can choose this logic. So I'll just write public string get value set query, and I'll pass value set name. Okay. Now we have to get the query. Okay. So now what is our value set? This is our value set, right? Anyways, so
Oh,
what is our function name? This is our function name,
okay.
and we have two parameters, and this one is this one. Okay. And
No.
set string is the parameter, and here
No.
SQL value set SQL query is equal to null. Okay.
Okay.
And here set string, you need to set the value set name.
Okay.
Okay. And as of now
Okay.
it's not required. So this method will return you the value set query. Okay.
Yeah.
This one. Now return value set query.
Okay.
Now the basic thing is, okay, we got the value set query, but how do you replace this value set query for our pop list? How do you
So see, we don't have to
yeah,
see JDBC transaction.
required, right?
Okay.
Get,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Max.
Now public void set value set query for pop list. Okay.
Okay. String.
Yeah, we can pass the parameter as of now, or yeah, better we can pass it so that I'll just say value set name str. Now the thing is, get the query first of all.
String.
Yeah.
Oh,
So value set SQL query is equal to get value set name, right? So now this particular variable is holding the SQL query, correct? Now get the pop list vivo. What is that
yeah.
vivo? GL value set. Yeah, get GL value set this one. Now clear
Mm-hmm.
cache. In this one, we have some set of set SQL. There are two methods. I just don't remember. I'll get that.
Okay.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, this is the one. These are the few things which we have to get it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now what it will do is the logic is it will try to replace the Vivo query at runtime. That is what it will do.
Okay.
Okay. Now what we have to do, this method we have to call from our PR option.
Process list.
Yes. Mention the value set name.
Okay.
Okay. So now let's see the difference. Yeah, I think there could be some mistake,
Okay.
right? So did we execute it? Yeah, we executed it. And are we calling it? Yeah. So let's see. Let's debug it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Debug. Okay. So now it is calling this one. So let's see if there is any mistake here. F8. I hope there could be some mistake at this level. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I think here integer, right? There's a mistake. Can you see? The value which you're
Oh,
getting from there is a string.
okay.
Varchar. Mm, yeah. So sometimes copy paste
So
will lead into many bugs. Sorry. Hello.
should we modify the size of this?
Yeah, I changed the size because
Okay.
the expectation is that query may be more than 200, 300 characters, right? So I just set it as that. Yeah, perfect. Right. The total query got replaced. So we, like, one more thing, this kind of concept should be used only in the custom pages, because in the seeded pages anyway you cannot replace that, right? So we don't prefer to do that. When you do CO extensions, better we don't try to replace the existing SQL query. Like, there could be many requirements also. Sometimes what may happen is, like, when Vivo extension doesn't work, then this kind of replacement of a query may also be need to use, even in the extension case also. Okay, but this is how the approach, like, where you can try to replace the Vivo query. Only extra special thing what we learned is the 3 lines of code, nothing more than that.
Okay.
Remaining is what we already know it. What we just did it is this one, only 2 lines, not even 3 lines.
Okay.
Set full SQL mode and set query. That's it.
Okay.
Right. Remaining is just a normal thing.
Okay. So Sri, can we create a programmatic Vivo here and then use a prepared statement?
Yeah.
Get the results and then
Yeah.
put that in the programmatic Vivo.
Yeah. That also works. The only thing is,
Okay.
we just see, the only thing you require is, we just need some set of coding for the programmatic Vivo, and the remaining is just as it is. What we do is, your Vivo, as of now, the Vivo instance is ready for you while your AIM gets loaded. But in the programmatical stuff, sorry, you're talking about programmatical Vivo, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, in the programmatical Vivo, what you have to do, in the programmatical Vivo, there you don't have any SQL query, right? How can you write set query?
Yeah, we will not write that query.
Okay,
We will
you
just
want,
declare
okay, the way
three
we have done.
fields. Then,
Yeah, the way we have done last time, you're saying, right?
yeah.
We just got
So
the
we use
prepared
that to do spell logic. We in order to get the toggle, we use the programmatic Vivo and we inserted values, right? So similarly here also, if you get the result set from the SQL query, can we insert the values there?
Yeah, we can insert, right? The same thing. Nothing but now what we have to do is, your this particular PL/SQL function is returning a SQL query, but who will execute that SQL query to set the value to your programmatical Vivo? We require another
So we
Vivo,
will,
right? Either we require a
yeah,
Vivo.
we will.
Yeah.
Can we use the prepared statement to execute the SQL query, get the result set, and from the result set we insert values into the PVivo, programmatic Vivo?
Yes. Yes, possible.
Okay, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
but that seems like a long process. This
Long.
thing.
Yeah. That is a long process, right? See, it all depends upon where do you want to display the data, right?
Okay, okay.
So.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, so we'll stop here, and in the next session we'll continue our AOL concept on the flexi field and the key KFF and DFF.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks, Sri.